Morning beautiful people, welcome to Kate's Space. I'm Kate from Pixie Designs, and today we're going to continue with the ephemera folder that we started. So we got it to this stage. I need to glue that down there, that's lifted. I filled up my art glitter glue bottle. So I'm ready to go with gluing these plastic things down, which is not my favourite job. Okay, so I just went to my fabric cupboard and I picked the first thing that I saw. And I've just downloaded some lovely ruby and pearl digitals. They were on special, so I have done that. And so they're going to go like that, and that's just going to be in the center. And I've decided to keep things simple, and I'm going to sew through the spine. So yeah, that is my goal with this, is to keep things simple. So this is the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to put my fabric in and glue it down. Then I'm going to put my end papers in, and we'll leave those to dry, and then we can go on with starting to make our pockets. Right, so let's just check that everything here is nice and glued down, which it is. It's Mother's Day this morning, so happy Mother's Day to everybody. And yeah, this morning we had this first frost that we've had this autumn. So yeah, it was very nippy. David was up very early this morning to drive down to meet his brother, and they went for a tramp. Not a tramp, a hunt. Jeez. And that would have been very cold, I can imagine, since we had a frost. But that's that, and then they're going to their mum's for morning tea for Mother's Day. But yeah, the sun's out now, and it's a beautiful blue sky, beautiful autumn day, which it generally is. If there's been a frost, you then have a beautiful day. So yeah, the glue's a bit cold. It's taking its time to come out. So with the ribbed mull cloth and the fabric, this is going to be a really strong spine. I'll probably have to film this in blocks, sort of, because I'm going to see if I can move my sewing machine over to my desk, because we need the sewing machine. You could try gluing them. I know that I have made them before where I've glued just vellum pockets, but like I think I said in the last video, they don't seem to be very robust for putting things in and out of. And that's sort of the key, I guess, for me, for an ephemera folder. I want it to be something, if I've spent this much time making it, I want it to be robust and not be falling apart. And the one I made for my Christmas things, although it's not the most beautiful looking thing I've ever seen, it works really well. So I'm just going to push this fabric into the spine here. And that's just so in between those pages you've got something pretty to look at. And also, if you weren't using the mull cloth or something else, this would be just adequate. You could have just put, you know, we put the piece of card in, and then you could just put this fabric in. I've just gone a little bit, done a bit extra. Right, so I'll glue this and then I'll be right back. Okay, so that's all glued in. Now I've switched to the PVA because the Aleene's tacky glue was just, I was finding that too tacky, I guess, just too hard to get out of the bottle, maybe because the weather is cold. Right, so now I need to size these end papers. I'm just going to put this sticky thing there. Right, so I'm going to size these end papers. I want them, they're going to cover my fabric there. You can do it either way. You can put your end papers in first and then put your fabric in so your fabric covers your end papers. I thought that might be a bit busy, so I've decided to put the end papers on top. And I'm going to just put a line there, and I'm going to put a line here where I want them to go to. I may put some metal corners on this. So that's the front. I'll just put a tiny little F there. And this is going to be my back. So again, I'm going to have it slightly different at the back. So cut a different bit off. So I want that to come to about there. And I want that to come to there. And I'll put a little bee on there. Right, I will be back once I've cut these. There you go. Super pretty. Love the wallpapers. I might actually just put a little bit of ink around the edges. Just some of this antique linen. I've got one of these little mini ones that it's a bit of a story, but anyway, I bought by accident at the craft store. But I wanted to try it out to compare it to that large one I've got, and yeah, that large one is definitely dried out when I compare it to this, how juicy this one is. So yeah, just a quick ink around the side just to get rid of some of that white. Don't need much really. What we will do is get rid of our pencil marks. Do I have them on the edges where I've cut? Yeah, there and there. Right, and the thing that says back. Right, now I'm going to use the wet glue because of, I think, the weather, and although this does warp things and it takes a while to dry, but it's jolly good glue, I think. The skill with this glue is trying not to put too much on so it squidges all out afterwards, but I'm still not quite getting that right. So I probably should move the cover aside. I can hear you all yelling at me. You're making a mess. Yep, I am. Okay, so I'm really excited to get this done, and I need to get it done in the next day because I'm sending my machine off to get serviced, and it's long overdue, and I hate to think what the people are going to say to me. Probably, what on earth do you use this sewing machine for? Well, that would be paper mostly. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm keen to get this done. But I wanted a few people to be able to see how I do it in case that was helpful to anybody. But yeah, it is a labour of love, these things. Even when you're making one that's not, you know, super pristine and perfect, like this one. But I absolutely love how that looks. You wouldn't think when you open this up, you're not going to imagine that's what's inside. Love that. Okay, let's stick this one. Just use whatever glue you've got. I think when you're sticking a big piece of something down like this, you need just make sure you've got a good coverage. You don't want bubbles. So if you're using the glue stick, you need a good glue stick, and you need lots of it. And you need to make sure that you haven't left any spots where there's no glue, because they will bubble up no matter what glue you use. So that's the key for a big piece like this. And then of course, if you think about it, if you get your middle, you want your center really well glued, because you can always go into the edges if they lift. But if your middle's lifting, you're pretty stuffed. You can't really do anything about it. Although someone did give me a great tip, if it happens when you're using fabric, that you can use a syringe and a needle to get some glue under your fabric. So the other thing is, you don't want it to, say I'm taking so long, I feel like some of it's getting a bit dry. Though with PVA it does go tacky if you leave it a little while. Anyway, I'm going with that. Remove the sticky paper. And make sure I've got it up the way I want it. The other thing is, you can move it really nicely with this wet glue. So you can position it a bit more how you want it. You've got a bit of time. So I love that. So yeah, the wet glue's good. Some people don't like it at all. And I know there's a lot of crafters that I watch and they just use the acetone based glue. We have one called Helmer's here, and I know I've talked about this before. I don't know how good it is, to be honest, the Helmer's. See, so I've missed this corner. Hard to believe that after putting all that glue on, I still missed some. So yeah, it just goes to show you need to take your time, but not too much time. There we go. I'm really happy with that. I think that looks nice. I just spread it underneath the paper. See, we have got a bit lifting here. But there we go, just spread the glue into that area. Just give it a bit of a squish. But yeah, it is a fine line between not enough glue and too much glue, I find, with the wet glue. So, but it's good glue. Right, the next bit is the bit that I'm not that keen on, and it takes the longest, but it's basically the most important because it's the thing that is putting the pockets in. So I'm going to leave this somewhere to dry, and then if you've been crafting along with me, grab your pages. Now I was having a little play. I've just got that, as you know, I've got that basket of fussy cuts sort of lying around that I want to use, and I'm thinking, to start with, I'm going to do pockets for my small fussy cuts. So I'm thinking 5 centimeters is going to be more than enough for these. So maybe if I write this down. So I'm going to do that pocket 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters deep. And then obviously I'm going to leave a gap, and the one at the top, see, the one at the top needs to be a bit deeper because you don't want your fussy cuts sticking out of the top. So you need to make that one a little bit deeper. So that needs to be like 7. So the top pocket, 7 centimeters deep. And then, so if that's the bottom of the pocket, and then this one is going to be, I'm going to make that one 6 centimeters. And then this one's going to be 5. No, that one's going to be 6 as well. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And that means this page will have those same pockets. So we'll glue them on. This page will have the same. And because I want to keep it really easy, this will have the same and this will have the same. So I can sew it all together. So what am I using for my pockets? I'm using these memory scrapbook refills. These are just real cheap ones that I had. For my other ephemera holder, I used slightly better quality ones, but this is still a really good plastic. My sister, who made me this beautiful ephemera folder, which is absolutely gorgeous and yeah, so beautifully made. She actually uses laminating sheets. I think they're really difficult and tricky to sew, but she's done a wonderful job. And this is just a beautiful ephemera holder. She made me that one, and there's a video showing a flip through of this and with a happy mail she sent me, and she made me this one as well. So this has got lots of little pockets. So let's have a look. Actually, let's just have a look at what she's done here, because I'm wondering whether we could get more. So that's a good size pocket, and that is, she's done that, yeah, 4.5. Let's have a look here at the top. So that sticks out. So yeah, I think I want a deeper one at the top so I can put things in the top without it poking out. But that works quite well, that one there and that one there. So those are both four and a half. About 4.5. Yeah, so those are all the same. All right, and this is way bigger, so I should be able to get more pockets in than what I've done. I should be able to get, I think I'll still go for my deep one there, but I'm going to make it 6. And then I'll leave 1 centimetre. I really can't remember what I did. And then I'm going to go 5. And then I'll leave 1 centimetre. I don't even need to leave 1 centimetre actually. Sorry guys, I'm actually doing this. I'm doing this on camera. So what did I say? I said I was going to do 6. And then I'm going to leave 1/2 centimetre. And then I'm going to do 5. Let's work this out. 1/2 centimetre. 5. 1/2 centimetre. And then this one's going to be deeper again. Right, that's okay, that works out good. Now I've worked it out. This is what I'm doing. For the other ones, I'll work it out first and then I'll have it, but this is just how I'm doing it. Okay, so this one's going to be 5. And then I'm going to leave 1/2 centimetre. And then this one's going to be 5. And I'm going to leave 1/2 centimetre. Another 5. And then I'll leave 1/2 centimetre-ish. And then this one can be bigger. This one can be 7. Okay, so the top one's 7 deep, and then the rest are 5, 5, 5. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. Right. So we've got this plastic. It's slippery and it's difficult to work with. I'm going to get my cutter and do that on camera as well. And this is why I don't normally have my cutter here on camera, because of how big it is. I don't even know if I can zoom out. Oh yeah, we can zoom out a little bit more. Okay. Just put the lid on my glue. All right, so I'm going to start. So that's already separated. I wonder if the easiest way to do this doesn't fit in. So I am going to cut this. Can you see? It's really hard to see, I know, but it's clear. So this bit's got holes in it where it attaches in. This fits into my cutter so I can maybe get things straight. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut that off, hopefully. Hopefully my cutter is... I do remember having trouble last time. Okay, let's see if we do it from this side. Okay, that works. I don't know why. Oh, it doesn't like cutting from the open side. So now we have a plastic pocket that's closed on two sides. I'm going to cut strips. And it doesn't like doing it from there. So I'm going to cut strips that are, what did we say? 7, 5, 5, 5. So I'm going to go 7. Oh. I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to cut a strip that's 7 centimeters. Hopefully. Yes. So I've got a 7 centimeter strip. And then I'm going to cut try and cut a straight it doesn't, okay, so it doesn't like cutting from an open edge, so push that, I have to push that back up. If you've got a guillotine, this won't be an issue. 5, it looks tiny when I put it like that, but hopefully it'll be fine. Push it back up to the top. So I'm wondering what everyone's doing for Mother's Day. My children don't live nearby, but they we have messaged, and I'm going up to Auckland, so I will see 2 of my daughters while I'm there. So that'll be nice, and I'll see my mum. So that'll be good, and I might make this one 7. I mean, we could leave it like that, because rather than cutting a little bit off it, yeah, let's leave that one like that, because we probably will do some deeper pockets, and rather than cutting something off, and that's enough for this moment. Okay, so I'm just doing this one page with you guys, because I know I'm making a bit of a meal of it. Takes me a while to work things out. So this is going here. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to actually rub my pencil marks off, because I don't want those. Okay, so my bottom one is 5, and what I'm going to do is I am going to glue it, and I know you probably will see some of this glue. And the other thing I do is I actually leave a little bit. Can you see? I'm going to just zoom back in again. I'm going to leave a little bit, and then I can trim it later. Okay, so I'm just going to glue a little bit of art glitter glue here. Oop. So I've made a bit of a, there we go. And that's, I have to do that to hold it in place. Otherwise, yeah, it doesn't work. I can't do it without the glue. So I do have to wait for that to dry. So that's one. And then I'm just going to use scissors to cut here. And I'm just going to leave a little bit overhanging, and I can deal with that later. Right, now the next one is, the key is getting it straight. So I'm just going to try and line this up as best I can. And I'm going to put it there, and I'm lining it up with actually the dots on my mat. I think that works okay, and that looks relatively straight. So I'm going to put a line of glue from there to there, and hopefully that's enough. This time I'll try not to squidge it. And again over this side. there. And that doesn't look straight to me. Okay. And then this bit is left over, which could be used if you've got a smaller book. And then I'm going to do the same again, and hopefully, I don't know, they don't actually, I don't feel like they're not that straight, but maybe my paper's not straight. Oh, I know what it is. This is on an angle. That's putting me off. Okay. Maybe it's not me after all. So I'm going to line this up. I've got the top of the pocket lined up with that dot and that dot. And then I'm going to line this one up with the next dot and the next dot there. Okay, and then I'm going to put glue. And put the plastic there, and then glue on this side. Very slippery, and you wait till we sew it. It's fun. Okay, so that goes there like that, I think. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to cut that off. Oops, on an angle. I don't know how that... Okay, oops, let's just get this sorted there and there. There and there. Okay, and then we've got our wide one at the top. Okay, so I'm just going to line the top of that pocket up there like that and hope that's kind of sort of straight. And this one is going here. So some glue to hold it in place. And some glue here. Really did cut that on a very weird angle. Okay, and I'm just going to cut up there as straight as I can. It's not my strong point. Okay, so I have got my 4 pockets on there. They look pretty straight. The thing is, when you sew them, you'll soon find out, because your stitching is going to show up quite strongly. You need to decide whether you want your stitching to be a little more less visible. I used black on the last one. I just went for it, but I think I'm going to probably use cream on this one, and this is already kind of slipped sideways a bit, so I might adjust that. So what I need to do now is open it up and do exactly the same in here and here, and if I do exactly the same here, I should be able to sew a crop down here, along here, straight through and up, and then I can do this, and then we do the center. Or you could do all the way down that side, all the way down that side, and then do your lines all the way along this way. See, that's already moved. I'll just re-glue it. But yeah, so getting them exactly the same is important. I can't remember if I did all the way along like that and then up. I can't remember if I did that. So down, across and up, or whether I went down, You know, like that's the other thing. You can go down there, all around there, all there, and then you've got, or not, obviously not at the top, and then you've got all your edges done, so they're attached, and then you just need to go across the bottom in lines. I actually think that's the way I'm going to try and do it. Okay, so now I'm going to try and put all my pockets on so they're all matching, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've set my sewing machine up. I hope I've got enough thread on the bobbin, and I actually went and shortened these top pockets here, so there was a bigger gap at the top. Look, mine are not exactly straight. I find it really hard to see the plastic and position it. It may slip when we're sewing. Now, I've set my sewing machine up at my desk. Hang on, I'm just going to turn my heater off. Which I've never set my sewing machine up here before, so I hope you're going to be able to see something and it's not going to wobble. We'll just see how it goes and edit it appropriately. So the first thing I'm going to do is sew. See, I can't even work out how you would be able to see this. I'm going to sew all the way around the outside, so all the way around the very outside of the double page. So I'm going to start at the top right. And what I want to make sure, what I really want to do is catch all the plastic, both sides of the page. So we shall see. Let's do it and see what happens. I'm using the widest, the longest stitch length. And I'm coming in quite a long way from the, not heaps, but a long way from the edge of my paper, in the hopes that it'll help me catch everything that I need to catch. Now I'm coming down the side here. Now I don't want to go too far with my stitch. Right, and then I've left my presser, so my needle is down at the bottom of that side. I lift my presser foot and I'm turning my whole page, so I'm now going along the bottom of the page. And I'm going to go across the fold. So now I'm coming across the fold of the page, so the double page. And I'm going all the way across the whole length of the bottom. And I'm hoping that I'm catching both sides of the plastic pocket. Right, I'm coming up to what would now be the other edge. My needle's down, I'm turning my page right around. I think that's 90 degrees. And now I'm going up the other very far side. Now on this side I've left overhang, so I will be able to trim my plastic afterwards. But that's because I'm not very good at being accurate. Now I am going all the way to the top of the page, so past the plastic pocket, and I'm doing the same thing. I've got my needle down, turning my page 90 degrees. Now I'm sewing along the top. Now I'm not sewing obviously the top of the plastic pocket, I'm sewing above that. So this is the top of my plastic pocket here, and I'm not catching that with the machine. I guess that's just to make it look a bit more continuous. So right, I'm going across the fold now and onto the other page. And I'm coming to the other side where we started. And I think I need to do a little stitch. I don't know, and then so I've shortened my stitch, done one more stitch. I'm turning 90 degrees, and now I'm about to come to where I started. And I'm doing reverse and forward, and then I'm done. Okay, so that is all the way around the outside. Okay, I'm on a funny angle, I know. So as you can see, I hope you can see, I've gone all the way around there, along the bottom and up the side. So now what I need to do is go from one side all the way across to the other side along the bottom of the pockets. I also need to go down the center bit, so I think what I'm going to do is go along the, what am I going to do next? I'm going to go from the top down the bottom and catch all these bits, but I've just realized these bits I should have trimmed them so they're perfect in the center. That's going to be a problem. So I'm just going to do that now, and I'm just looking, they're not actually perfectly matched. And I think this is going to be my biggest problem, is catching the bottoms of the pockets because they're not exactly perfect. Okay, so I'm folding my page and I'm just going to go in with the scissors. Just trying to find my bigger orange scissors because I think they'll be easier. Yeah, so I think the trick is don't leave overhang in the middle. That really needs to be sort of the right width. Let's have a look when I close that. How's that going to be? I think that's going to be better. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to go down the center now. So here's my fold, and I'm going to go down either side of my fold that way, and then I'm going to do the bottoms, I think. Although that one looks a bit, I actually wonder if I should do the bottoms first. Okay, change of plan. I'm going to go from side to side along the bottom of each of my pockets, right across each page. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's one done, hopefully. Okay, and then the next pocket down, I'm going to do the bottom of that pocket. Oh, and it's, okay, so it's buckling. I'm just going to put my needle down and lift my foot and see if I can fix that a little bit. So that's not ideal. I don't know, that's going to probably sit funny. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to do the next one. So that's all those done, and now I'm going to go down the two centers on each page, and I am going to have to curl that up a little bit. Oh no, it just fits. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get this. And I can see why Rachel from Roxy Creations chose to buy the plastic sticky pockets from Amazon. Oh well, I am using what I've got, so that's a good thing too. And someone might decide they want to make one. Okay, so I've finished sewing that page. I'm going to move my machine and reset up my camera as it normally is, and we'll have a look at how it looks, and we'll go from there. Here is the page. So let's close it up. Now, it's messy. It really is. But it is, I think I've caught all my plastic. So let's go around and have a look. That one's caught. That one's been caught. That one's caught. And that one's caught. And the ones on the other side all look like they've been caught. That one there is, oh no, that's okay. I thought it was really close to the edge. But see, that's the thing. This clear plastic is really hard to see. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just going to trim this plastic on this side. I'll go around and I'll trim all my threads. I'll trim. If you had a more coordinating ephemera folder, like I've just used papers that I've got and that I wouldn't use for other things, but if you're using some nice coordinated papers that are all the same color, like even just some plain cardstock, you could use thread that's the same color and it wouldn't be as, the flaws wouldn't be as obvious, which would be good, I think. But here we go. Let's have a look. Let's put some things in here and see what we've got. The pockets aren't super tight. They probably could do with being a bit tighter, but then also that means I can put more in them. So these are heavier. These are made of those are cardstock cutouts. These are just copy paper, so they're much lighter. So there's a mix here of different kinds of fussy cuts, and I would probably look at putting them into some kind of order, I expect. But you can layer them up. I mean, anything's better than them being in a basket, I think. And I have got a few Roxy Creations ones, so I will, something like that I might put all together. I've just bought another one of her kits. But yeah, but as you can see, when you put the fussy cuts in, it does kind of hide how hodgepodge the papers are. Well, I think so anyway, and so I'm really happy with that. That is going to go in there like that, and yeah, it's going to hold a lot of fussy cuts. So now I'm going to go through my other pages. I've got, how many pages did we make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go, and yeah, I'm going to try and maybe make them a little bit tighter, the ones coming up, because yeah, these are a bit loose, and actually maybe, yeah, do them a little bit deeper. So this might not go at the front because, yeah, they do feel a little bit loose. So I might make the pockets a bit deeper to combat just how loose they are, but I could put smaller, much smaller fussy cuts in this front one. So that's the first page done. I hope that was helpful. If you're making one and you have any questions, please ask them below and I'll respond. I'm going to do the rest of my pages now, and then I'll be right back when I finish them and to show you, and then the next stage will be sewing them in, which is pretty simple. So I'll see you soon. It's much later in the day. Welcome back. If you I know it's only been a matter of seconds, but I don't know whether you have given up on me or not. But anyway, I have stitched all my plastic pockets in. I did miss a few, and I'm hoping I've found all the ones I've missed. Now the next thing I'm going to do is go around on the opposite side where the needles push through and just try and flatten out that cardstock where it's kind of bulging out. It just, I mean, it doesn't make it look perfect, but it certainly improves the look of it. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Then of course I've got all these threads. Some have caught and bunched up and don't look overly attractive. And I'm just really hoping that I have caught all my papers and I haven't got any bits that are going to pull away. Okay, so this one I need to trim the plastic. Just going to trim it up to the edge there of the cardstock. So there we go, and they are going to be sewn into here. And that's as far as we are going to go today. That's probably more than enough. Got a little bit of plastic hanging out there, so yeah, I might just do a little bit of checking and trimming. One good thing is to remember, make sure you've got them all up the right way. That is always a good plan. And then just decide which pockets you want where, because I've done different size pockets. See, this one's got two very big pockets, so they'll be for more bigger fussy cuts. This has got two big and a small. So yeah, I've done a variety of sizes of pockets, which I hope will be good. All right, so thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciated it. Again, happy Mother's Day to everybody, although it won't be Mother's Day anymore when I put this up. But anyway, just know that I'm thinking of you all and I really appreciate your support. If you've enjoyed the video, I'd love it if you would like and or subscribe so that YouTube can push this video out to other people who might be interested. Yeah, other than that, have a great weekend, have a great week, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.